Hey guys, Cart from CQB Radio here. Today I'm taking a look at the LA Police Gear bailout bag. The one you see in front of you is obviously the OD version. This is the jumbo bag, and then they also have a smaller one. This version runs you $29.99 on their site. It's $19.99 for the smaller size of this. And the reason I got it is I contacted them and said I'd love to build basically a survival bag or a bug out bag that I can throw in my car, just have a lot of good gear in there in case any emergencies popped up. They said great, and so I'm putting this review together for them. Check them out. It's lapolicegear.com. Great site, lots of good resources. And what I want to do here is talk a little bit about the bag and then show you what I've put in my bag. So as you can see, got a Velcro strap up here on top. Put your two handles together. So if you want to carry it that way, you've also have this big strap with a really nice padded section here, which you can also un-Velcro as well if you want to take that off. Easy to do. Nice solid clips to keep it attached to the bag. In the front you can see there's spots for patches. I can put a couple patches here. Two big pockets here that unzip. And within this section there are a bunch of smaller pockets, which I'll show you in a second. Got two pockets on the side for, as you can see, I got a water bottle here, I got a flashlight over here. Then on around the back side here, we've got a large pocket, medium-sized pocket, and then two smaller ones up here. There's also kind of a hidden pocket inside here that you can put stuff. And then inside, I'll show you that as well. Want to also note that on the front side or the back side, however you look at it, there's also one of those hidden pockets here as well. So as you can tell immediately, tons of stuff that you can fit in here, tons of space. Let me show you what I put in my survival bag. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, other things that you might want to put in. Obviously, this guy can't fit everything that you need for a survival situation, but based on what I'm facing, situations I might be in, and also living in New Hampshire where there's obviously snow a good part of the year, trying to keep that in mind. So let's break this guy down a little bit more in depth. I'll show you what I have in the pockets, I'll lay it to the side, and at the end I'll show you everything that fit into the LA Police Gear bailout bag, the jumbo version. For my bailout bag, I basically said this is going to kind of be a survival bag. I'm going to stick in my car, so if I face various situations, I'm prepared to, handle them. So everybody's bailout bag or bug out bag, survival bag, it's built by you for your purposes. So again, I live in New Hampshire. It's cold. A lot of the year there's snow around, so I got to keep that in mind that I have this in my car for different purposes based on the environment that I'm in. But here's what I got going on in mine. This front pocket here, got a little memo notebook in case I have to take notes or write something down. It's always a good thing to have. Got some sunscreen here, high SPF rating. This is 30. Just to make sure that in case I got stuck in a situation where it's really hot and burning down on me, boom, I got my sunscreen. Got a Leatherman here to, it's got a blade on it. It's got all kinds of screwdrivers and things like that, prying options. So I got that guy in there. I've also, right next to it, got a tiny little Sharpie, so that if I ever need to mark something up or write something. And I got my fire starter here, some magnesium to get a fire going if I ever get stranded. That's pretty much all I have in this section over here. And then moving over to this other pocket. This guy's a bit more full over here. Here I've got a poncho in here. It's like a 88 cents, I think. I got it at Walmart. Just an extra layer in case I was with somebody and I have a poncho inside here, but somebody else needed a poncho. Boom, I got this. I can even give it away. It's not real expensive. Help keep some of the weather off you. I've also got two bandanas for various uses. This one actually has information on first aid, so it's got information about heat stroke, mountain sickness, things like that. So again, you want to be careful if you're administering first aid to somebody and you don't know what the heck you're doing, don't administer it. Do as much as you know and nothing more. But this will give me some information on how to, control bleeding, things like that, if I ever got in a crisis situation. Got a pen here. Got one of those construction pencils because this guy you can easily sharpen with a knife. You don't have to worry about a pencil sharpener or something. I think a pencil is a great option just because if it's freezing cold and your pen freezes up, then you're in a tough situation. This is a Streamlight flashlight. It's got high setting, low setting, and then off. This is a really nice one. Someday maybe get a Surefire, something super heavy duty, but this guy serves its purpose in here, to give me lighting. I've also got a couple other options for lighting. I got a bunch of pens bound together here. I got a bright one and a couple other pens in case one of the other pens that I have dies out. And then down in here, I used to use this as a just a big mountain climbing carabiner. I used to use this for climbing, but then also for a keychain. So I'm not using it anymore. Obviously, I'm not going to use it as a significant weight-bearing thing to try and rappel down a mountain, but there's a carabiner, you know, in case there's any use for it. I've got that guy set up. I don't have anything in the concealed pocket inside. I didn't note in the beginning, there's another pocket up here, up top, kind of a long, thin one, which is right here. And you could probably carry some rope or paracord or something in there. So another option for carrying things. Over on this side, I've got a flashlight, and I got this guy at Home Depot. It's made by Husky, and it's one of those crank ones. So crank it up for a bit, and then it's got an on setting, it's got an off setting, it's got some flashing lights on the side. I think this guy's great because if you're ever in the really cold and your batteries are dead, still got this as a good option. Now I'm not going to bank on this 100%. You saw I've got the stream light. I actually have a black diamond headlamp that I'll show you as well, and I got this. So plenty of different light sources. Over on this side, I got one of those SIG water bottles. It's aluminum. The reason I got this is that if I ever have to heat water, having a plastic Nalgene is not going to work that great. So this guy I could put right onto the fire. It's going to beat it up, but it's still going to work if I need to heat up water. I do have a instant meal inside, so if I want to heat some water after I made my fire with my magnesium, heat some water or snow in this, and then pour it in, and I got some food provided for me. So that is one side of the bag. I'm going to flip it around to the other side. We'll take a look at that guy, and then I'll show you what I got inside. Okay, on this side of the bag, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets. Got some patches there just for tips. Down in here, I got some duct tape. I got a full roll. That may seem excessive. I may, reduce that size and not use the whole thing, but I got room here, so I thought I'd throw it in. One recommendation is that if you do get duct tape, don't get the DUCK tape that you'll find at Walmart. Get some duct tape, DUCT, that they really use for ducts or something that's really high quality, because if you're in a situation you need some high quality stuff, I found that duct tape doesn't stick very well, the DUCK tape, so get something that really works. So I got that in there, that's that whole pocket. Over here I got a variety of things. I've got a knife. This is a Gerber. It's got a rubberized handle, nice strong blade. I highly recommend something that's full tang, which if you don't know what that means, it means the metal part of the blade, the blade's up here and the metal part runs all the way through the bottom, so it's not going to snap off really easy. You can really beat the heck out of this thing. And you know, something that's not just a folding knife. It's great to have that option. I always carry I got a Gerber on me that I carry around all the time here. I'll probably stick another blade in here just to have an extra, but highly recommend a blade that's not a folding knife so that you can make sure that's really super solid. A couple other things I got in here. Survival blanket. This is from a company, SOL, Survive Outdoors Longer, and this is one of those what they call astronaut blankets or something like that. So great to keep you warm. This is for 1 to 2 people. This guy ran me $6, not super expensive. And then down in here I got a couple other things. Got an emergency whistle and a compass. So if you ever got to navigate or get around, there's a couple more things. Keep you safe. If you see somebody want to get their attention, now you got a whistle there. Over on this side, got a bunch of different things as far as cordage and securing. I got a bunch of long zip ties. Here you can see how big they are compared to my hand. So strong, you can use it for a variety of things. Found these are helpful. One day I was helping a buddy who we had bumped into some people who had a car problem, and part of their bumper had fallen off basically. If we had these, would have been great. Got some elastic cord. Just had this in my basement and some of my camping gear. Thought I'd stick that in. And also have about, I think it's 100 feet here. Yeah, 100 feet of paracord that I've put in the bag. So you can cut that, use it for a variety of different, have a variety of different uses for that. Great option to have that with you out when you're in your car. You can, amazing when you run into situations when you can just use a little bit of rope. Now up here I got a couple different things. I got some of these huge rubber bands, and I put these here because these are the ones that came on some MSR snowshoes I got to keep them together. But they're really strong, and I thought, hey, you never know if you could use another way to secure stuff. I got some wire here for securing random things. Got some safety pins. I got some needles, and I just basically put tape around them to keep them safe. Some extra rubber bands and some dental floss. And big shout out to Travis Haley. He's the guy who gave this idea to me, talking about some of his survival gear. This is a great thing to use instead of thread. You can use this. Obviously very, very hard to break. Dental floss, definitely a strong substance. And that's it for this pocket. And then over here, I got a couple things. I got a basically a water purifier. So one of these is to purify the water, wants them to take the nasty taste of iodine out. Ibuprofen here. I do have a med kit inside, but this is just easy access. Got a Flashlight, again from Survive, or not a flashlight, sorry, a mirror. You know, if you got a flash or kind of get somebody's attention. They got this from Survive Outdoors Longer as well. Got some chapstick with SPF. I don't know if you ever had your sunburn on your lips, but that is terrible. So that's what I got that for. And then down on the bottom here, I got dryer lint, and this is a great thing to start fires with. So if you got your fire all set up, you finally get this inside, and then get that magnesium going, or your flint, whatever your fire starter is, this stuff starts really great. I've heard a good option is to actually put some petroleum jelly in it because it'll help it start quicker. If you've done that or have experience with that, I'd love to hear about that. So it's pretty much all I got in this section of the bag. So we're going to open up the inside at this point, take a look in there, and see what else I've got in the Bailout bag. Okay, inside the bag I got a bunch of different things. The first you can see, Survive Outdoor Longer Bivy Sack. This is the one-person sack. They do make a variety of different sizes, but this is basically like a sleeping bag version of those astronaut blankets from Survive Outdoor Longer. So great option to keep you warm if you ever need to bundle up and really suck it up through the night, stay warm. This is a good thing to have. It's a little bit above a base layer. This is a zip up, a half zip up in the front from EMS. Just to add another layer of warmth if you're out there in the cold. Bright orange poncho. This guy I've had for a while, but a good option to obviously keep the rain off if you have to kind of jerry-rig a shelter. This is a good thing, and obviously gets attention with that bright color. Got a nice warm Arc'teryx hat. You'd be surprised, a hat is not good for just something like being stuck in the snow, but even being stuck in the desert at night can get really cold, so something to be aware of. Adventure medical kits. This is the 1 to 2 man medical kit. This is a first aid kit. Obviously, it's got a list of everything it has on the back. Highly recommend that if you get a first aid kit, you personalize it. So whatever you need for your personal situations, your environment, make sure that you personalize it so you're not just throwing this in saying, I got everything I need, when you might not. There are definitely other things you can add to these kits. And I would highly recommend you check out thegearlocker.net. My buddies over there did a great podcast recently. They got info on all kinds of things you can put into a med kit. Basically, what can you use? What do you know how to use? Don't ever get something that you're not going to ever be able to use or aren't qualified to use. But lots of great ideas from them. Check them out, thegearlocker.net. This is another thing I like to throw in. It's an ace bandage. Essentially, it's got these two little clamps, or these two little metal pieces so you can hook it all together. If you had to dress, a sprain or deal with a sprain, this is a great thing. If you ran out of gauze, let's say, in your med kit and you had to put something on to stop bleeding, you could use this. Not the best option, but still it's something that's out there for a variety of survival purposes. Mac and cheese. I got my water bottle over here on this side. Put some ice or some snow in that, some water, boil it up, make a fire. Now I got a meal. This has got 420 calories, 14 grams of protein, 74 grams of carbs, so it's going to give me some energy. There's lots of different options. Mountain House makes these. This is just the cheap Coleman version. You can get this a lot of different places. There's MREs. You can get the military version, obviously. I tend to think some of these cooked ones or these ones you have to add hot water to taste a little better. On the downside, you have to make some hot water in order to make them, as opposed to just throwing some beef jerky down your gullet or whatever. But food, definitely a good thing to have in survival situations. I've got this Repel. This is 40% DEET. This is obviously to keep bugs away. You go off the road in the woods, you're going to be stuck there at night. For a night, it's good to have something to keep the bugs away as well. Extra pair of socks, huge deal. Feet being comfortable, being able to walk, being able to just get around comfortably. Great to have an extra pair of socks. A couple other things I got in here. Got a pair of mechanics gloves. Probably heard of them before. Great general use gloves. Also give you a little bit of warmth as well. This is my Black Diamond headlamp. Black Diamond, if you're not familiar with it, it's a rock climbing company, outdoors company. But it's great to have something you can put on your head and not have to be holding the flashlight while you're trying to do something with your other hand. So headlamp. As you can probably note, that's 3 different sources of light that I have. So between the husky light on the side, got the stream light, and then I got that as well. A couple different books. I've got this book, Tom Brown's Field Guide to Wilderness Survival. I used to teach wilderness survival at Cornell University for a while, and this was kind of the guidebook for that class. Great resources on how to make a shelter, how to make a fire, all kinds of things. Definitely not the type of thing you just want to grab the book and go into the woods and say, now I know how to do it. Want to master those skills before you get out there, but good resource. And in addition to that, I got my Bible with me. I'm a pastor full-time. That's what I do for work. So this offers spiritual help for me in a survival situation, and also both these things are psychological help. So, if you get in a situation where you're going to be stranded for a while, great to have some reading resources to take your mind off the fact that, you're in a really tough situation. So not a distraction in an unhealthy way, but if you start to freak out and get emotional, this can help kind of reground you, refocus you. So got both of those in the bag as well. The other really big thing that I have in the bag, which some people may say is excessive, but I think it's a great tool. This is the Stanley Fat Max FUBAR, and they make this version, and they make a slightly longer version. A lot of different companies make these demolition bars. This is obviously not a huge one, but it's great. You got options to pry, you got options to crank something open, you got a hammer option here. I've been in lots of situations where people are looking for a rock to try to drive a nail or do something like that. You got this in your bag. There you go. You don't have to worry about carrying around a hammer with you or be digging up a rock. This covers a lot of different purposes. It is bright yellow. I was thinking of making it OD or black, but again, if you wanted to get attention, that bright yellow might actually catch somebody's eye. So that's, I got one more thing in here actually. Last thing, sunglasses. These are LAPG mountaineering sunglasses. They got those leather patches that go down the two sides of it to keep the glare away. Good to have that. As I mentioned with the sunscreen that's in the chapstick, terrible to get sunburn on your lips, on your mouth, and obviously if you have snow blindness or something like that, this will help protect you against that as well. So inside this bag, it's got, you can hear real quick, probably the Velcro. There's a divider in the middle. There's 2 mesh pockets on one side, and then there's 4 M4 style mag pouches here. You could probably fit, it looks like you could fit definitely 1 mag easily, maybe 2 if you squeeze, so you could fit maybe 8 mags in here. Obviously, if you're carrying something else like some sort of small firearm, then obviously you're going to have space for your ammunition or whatnot. You're not going to be carrying an M4 in this bag. It's not that big, but there are spaces in here to carry magazines as well. So love this bag. Great option. LA Police Gear makes a great item here for 30 bucks. Really worth investing in if you're looking to make a bailout bag. Highly recommend this guy. Head over to lapolicegear.com and check it out. And I'm going to lay out all the items on the table and give you a panning shot of everything that I have in my bag. But thanks for checking out this survival bag video. And we'll talk to you soon, guys. This is Carp. Take care.